Hey guys, I've got a bit of a show and tell for you. I've not been making much video recently because I've been busy with other stuff, and some of it's commission work, some of it's well, some of it's the stuff you're about to see. So let's just kick it off. This one. So you've seen. Hang on, that's not good, is it? There we go. You saw me do this character. And I said I was going to stick some background on it, and there's, yeah, there you go, you can see the background as well. I wanted to do, there is a name for this, and I can't remember what it is, where basically you set the character outside the frame in sort of comic style art, and sometimes they're half in the frame, half out. I use that sometimes. This one I've taken in completely out the frame, and just use the frame as a sort of backdrop, using this kind of cityscape thing. All mixed media, by the way. Just I want to talk a little bit about this today. Used a lot of mixed media. I use a lot of mixed media because I really love it. I really love what paint markers can do. But I love equally using wax pencils on the top of paint markers. I just find it really effective. You know, look at his glasses. Look at the effects I've been able to get in his glasses there, and this, you know, this is all using paint markers down first, then pencil. That's smudged pencil essentially. That's what it is. And there, up here, I can push those buildings right into the background there, because they are just pencil. They're in pencil on paint marker. Just the hints of background, again using pencil and stuff like that. Really, you know, it's very simple technique as well. Really, I mean, you could make a mess obviously, because well, and I do regularly, but the good news about most mess that you make, you can see little bits of color here and there. I don't really care about any of that. Some people really want their artwork very clean and lovely and perfect. I don't want that. I'm not interested in that. I've got no interest in making everything perfect. So this sort of slightly dirty effect is something I really like. But yeah, try it for yourself, right? Try it for yourself. Lay down paint marker like this. See the glasses here, for instance. The glasses. What I do, I create a shape. That shape is is the arm of his glass. You can see what I'm talking about, right? There, just there. All that is a layer of pink, one colour, that I put into there. And then with a pencil, I had a nice heavy line just there and fade it up. And what you get is the illusion of a three-dimensional object. It's so ridiculously, absurdly easy. I was taught some of these techniques by artists over the years. And you look at it and you can't, it's like a magic trick. And you think, it can't be that simple, surely. And it is. It's ridiculously simple. It's absurdly simple. Just here, I've used darker paint marker, lighter paint marker. Now, normally what I used to do, I used to try and get a mid-range paint that would sit in the middle of there. And it will drive you mad, to be honest. It will drive you absolutely mad trying to blend those colours, because I'm not using paint brushes. If you use brushes, it's much easier. Much easier. And I can do it and everything. But also, it's not quite the effect I'm looking for a lot of the time. Because I want a sort of spray can effect if I can. That's the idea. And as you can see, what I do, I take a pencil and I work a pencil between them. And I can get this amazing sort of fade effect. Works really well. So try it for yourself. Give it a go yourself. See how well it works. It's fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. Bit of mixed media there. So more mixed media to show you now. So that's obviously, this is on the cardboard. These sort of Amazon packets that I like to use. They're they make a really good grained, toothy cardboard that is fantastic to draw on. The stickers not so good. I've talked about this before. These stickers are not good because there's no tooth on them. They're really smooth. So there's nothing to get hold of when you use wax pencils. You don't want to be doing stuff on here if you can help it. But working on the cardboard is fantastic. And like I say, you see all this roughness and everything? I like that. You may not like that. If you don't, that's cool. But I love all that. So that's that one. That's the first one. Next one is this one. So I had a bunch of canvases, and the small square canvas, as you can see, that's what is that? 10 inches, maybe less, 9 inches by 9 inches, maybe in inches. For those of you in European measurements, it is, I don't even know. Look at this old ruler. I've had this 25 years. My long dead dog munched that at the end. This bit's broken off. I can't bring myself to give it away. Chuck it away. What is that? That's 7.5 inches. Not even 9 inches. So what I'm saying is it's quite a small canvas. Quite a small one. In centimetres, what's that? 10 to, it's about 20 centimetres. 20 centimetres by 20 centimetres. It's small. So you've got a small working space. You can see if I put my hands in there anyway. Small working space. That's the size of a pen next to it. Small working spaces using paint markers, it's a tricky business, but the effects are often very good if you can be bothered. This takes a long time to do. I know if you're Uncle Ewan or one of them kind of artists, you can blitz through it. He's fast at everything he does. He does everything fast. I can't work that fast. But the effects, I'll be honest with you, most of the time. So you see this green under there? This is what was on the canvas before. I thought it's not really very interesting. I want to get something a bit more elaborate on there, because people see small canvases with elaborate detail on. They're often quite sort of impressed and frankly more likely to buy it as well. But it's also very good for my brand, and it's the stuff I like to do. I like to have this sort of stuff around as well. I'd happily put this up on my wall. So so I did all this. Went over these canvases, bit of spray, bit of, all that, and I spent a lot of time doing these. I've done them in mixed media, same as what I've just showed you on the cardboard, and it's a bit rough as well, so it's a bit sort of, there it's just a paint blends around there. Haven't even bothered to blend the paint there, don't care, so it's dirty in the background, but this is all very clean. I spent a lot of time doing this robot, and it does take time. These hands, they take probably 3 coats of white. I want to say that because nobody ever told me that in the beginning. It offers you, when you see a piece of art like that, it offers you the illusion that somebody's just sort of dashed it out, an hour's worth of work or whatever. Not me. That probably took 5 or 6 hours. That took me a long time. Bit of mixed media, bit of wax pencil in there, all that. By the way, if I was to sell these, I would clear coat them or varnish them first to secure the media, just to make sure. Something else I wanted to talk about, which you can see just there, which is I got very into, you'll see it better on the next one actually, this thing about colour combinations. So this year I sort of said to myself, I want to start using colour combinations which aren't just monochromatic. So using pinks and purples together is a good example of that, because purple is not pink. They're related colours, but it's not the same. And what I used to do a lot in the past is I've used, you could see what I've done on the 3D here at first, I've used different shades of pink. And it works really well, but that's what monochromatics are. Use one colour, different shades of that one colour to create the illusion of depth and all that kind of thing. Works brilliantly, but I was just getting bored of it. I've used it a lot. I've done that a lot over the years. So I thought I'm going to start incorporating different colours, like painters do, like fine artists do. Different, particularly guys who work a bit semi-abstract and stuff like that, use different colours to bring out other colours. So I've used a bit of purple and the pink there. Now that's not very extreme, but you can see the effect it gets. It's absolutely beautiful. Works really, really well. So this is the first one that I did on this. The first canvas. Because I'm looking, basically, by the way, I'm creating showpieces. You need showpieces, because showpieces make your name in things like gallery shows and stuff. You want something really, really cool. And what I was saying before is that it's sort of easy for me to dash out a canvas that has a big cute piece on it like that. I can dash one of them out in an hour, no bother. No bother. I can't do a character like that because there's too much to think about. I've got to get all the space and dimensions right. I've got to get the shading right, yeah, the composition's got to be quite nice, all the dimension, all of it, dimension, yeah, basically everything's got to be good. Got to work out how it all works, and there's a lot of donkey work to be done, right? So it takes a while, which often puts me off, because I kind of think, have I got a 6-hour slot today in which I can do a canvas? Maybe I don't, maybe I do, I don't know. Often I don't have, you know, like anybody my age, I don't have 6 hours spare, unless it's a Sunday or something, you know, in which case I take an hour and I dash out a piece like that instead. But I've just thought I need some showpieces. Next time I'm invited to do a gallery show, I want to stick some pieces up where people go, oh yeah, love that, nice, that's cool, that's him at the top of his game. That's what these are for. They're showpieces. So that's that one. But I've done another one as well. I've done this one. And this one I went even further with. So this one, this secondary light here, you can see this green secondary light. You all know that I use secondary light all the time. I love secondary light. This is quite a hard secondary light. I've used a hard one on this one as well. Hard sort of pink light reflected off all here, you know. It's very classic of what I do. I try to use a big old secondary light source all the time. I used the green one here, obviously. But what I've done in the green one here is, when I've gone deep with the shading, that's a purple pencil. I've used purple in there. Using purple and green. Even a year ago, I wouldn't have dreamed of doing that. I'd have used a much, much harder green. You know, a deeper, darker green. That's what I'd have done. I'd have used it, or stuck to monochromatics, basically. That's what I'd have done. And looking at that now, I really, really like what that is, what it's done there, and the depth it's given. And aesthetically, I think it really, really works. This kind of character, by the way, I always wanted to do these kind of characters, and I'll show you for why. If I can just reach here and get this thing. So, back in the 80s, in the old school, there was a, for those in the UK remember this, there was something called Street Sounds, and they brought out electros. Electro 1, Electro 2, went right, blah, 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 went right up to 30, I think, something like that. And this is a picture of, it's called Hip Hop 22, but basically it was Electro 22. And this guy here, Terrace, who I'm now in touch with over the years, of course, you know, me and him have been in touch now. And we're sort of now mutual fans of each other's work. But in 1988, I saw that character, this very character. I went in a record shop, saw this full-size LP. I saw this character and went, oh my God, one day I want to be able to draw a character like that. Now, I think my characters are still not as good as Terrace's, frankly. I love Terrace's work. He's done the letters as well, obviously, and all that. You just see his tag up there, Terrace. Great artist. He done another couple of covers as well. Which ones did he do? 19 and 20, maybe. I can't remember the numbers. But basically, same kind of stuff. Sort of gnarly kind of hip-hop robot. Some lovely letters and a fill. Some of my favourite colours for a fill there as well. Love all that. With the light here, it's so old school, beautiful. I love it. So, this is what the logical conclusion of that is. This is, it's sort of my homage, but this is the kind of stuff, inspired by that, this is the kind of stuff that I always wanted to be able to do. I wanted to be able to draw these sort of mad robots and stuff like that. Like I say, I think Terrace is still, he's still one of the best artists ever for me, because I kind of think, God, all these years later, I've been practicing all this long, and this is mine, and that's still his. His still looks amazing. It still looks better than mine. Anyway, you know, at least I can do this. So, I just want to mention what the sort of technique I used in this as well. This is tricky, doing transparents. It can be quite tricky. I was lucky. You've got to make sure you've got the right colours, otherwise you can scrap it from the start. I've used 2 different kinds of green there, and it worked quite well. Also, I got a smaller nib size for that dark green, so that worked quite nicely. Let's talk about the gun. So the gun is interesting. For the gun, I used traditional painting techniques on this. So what I did black line outlining and stuff. Then I went in with the grey and killed a lot of the line thickness, different line weight. And then I chose which lines I wanted to make nice and fat, give them a nice heavy line weight. And the ones I wanted to thin out, I gave much more grey to kill the lines. So I used, it's sort of classic painting techniques, and it's quite tricky if you're working this small, to be perfectly honest with you. It's really, really tricky because the nib size on Molotovs are quite fat. Even the thin ones are quite fat. So it's not that easy, actually. Yeah, satisfying to have done it, but it's fiddly and it takes a long time. It takes a long time because what you're doing is you're painting over, you're going over certain lines, other lines need to be gone back over, you're waiting for things to dry. Even if you use accelerated drying with hair dryers or anything, it's going to take time. This stuff does take time. It just does. But the effect, in my opinion, is worth it. It's worth it because I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with what that was. Somebody said to me, you know what that means in Portuguese, right? And I was like, no, I don't. And so I looked it up and slightly wished that I'd added the other two letters to my name. I won't say what it means. You can look it up yourself. Purple on the pink at the back. What a beautiful effect, right? Really beautiful effect. Works really, really well. And again, I did it on one of them canvases that I've done before that I was just bored with. And I did it, I like stuff dirty, right? I like it a bit dirty, a bit half done, a bit kind of like we've thrown this together, like it's going over something's graph or whatever. I've only half covered these canvases. And just show you something actually. Where is it? So, got something to show you. This is my next one. So what I've done, I've sprayed it sort of pink and beige. Gone over this. Like you can see, it's half covered. So I'll probably do it like, how will I do it? I might probably do it like that actually. I'm just wondering what to do with this at the moment. I was doing a bit of sketching yesterday. Did a bit of sketching. Did these characters. I was doing a bit of ballpoint sketching. I done this character last night. I thought I really like this character. I was just sort of messing around. I just wanted to fill the space really. That was all. Just a bit bored yesterday. Did this. This is a classic sort of, you know, classic sort of stuff that I do, whatever. But then I did this character, and then I did this one. I thought I could probably do them both actually. Maybe they both fit on there. Maybe they would. Bit of swirl, bit of something. I don't know. I don't know what. Maybe it needs something else. Maybe it needs something else. I don't know what. I'm not sure what. But something. I don't know. Don't know. Anyway, ideas, right? I've just got ideas. But this one, you know, watch this space, because when I do it, I will show you as well. I'll finally get around to showing you when I've done it. But do you see what I mean about this though? I can do these standing on my head. I can do them all day, but to me they're boring. They're not very interesting. I mean, yeah, I know people like them and everything, you know, and anybody who loves letters is going to love all that, you know, kind of big chunky letters and a halo on it and all that. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. But to me, it's just not very interesting. And I sure as hell don't want to put it up in a gallery for it to represent me. Because also, this is a sort of old-fashioned graffiti thing, which is I don't paint like this. I don't ever paint letters. I don't really paint letters anymore. I paint characters. So what you need to see from me is characters, right? Because I'm a character artist, and that's what people recognise. There's a whole thing in graffiti. For those of you, you know, a lot of you already know this. Some of you don't. It's a whole thing about characters and letters to be traditionally to be a graffiti artist of the sort of the old sort of traditional New York school, you've got to do letters. You've got to know how to do alphabets and different ones and different styles of letters and all that kind of thing. And we can all do them because we all started by doing them. I started by doing letters. But there's an argument that says character artists are not graffiti, all that kind of stuff. I mean, honestly, if you want to get into all that, you know, be my guest. I don't even bother. I think once you've been in the game for 30 odd years, it's like, I mean, I've actually been in the game 35 years this year. This is 35 years. And honestly, after the first 2 decades, you get a bit tired of this kind of argument. I can't be bothered. You know, good luck to you if you want to argue that one out. I'll just keep on doing what I'm doing, to be honest. I'm more interested in just getting better at the art. I want to keep on getting better as long as I live, you know. For as long as I can hold pens and do work and get on with it, I'll be getting on with it, producing a body of work. Because, you know, you don't have an indefinite lifespan on this. There will come a time when I won't be able to do it anymore. And I don't know when that will be. So I don't get involved in any of the arguments. I just do my thing. You know, you are free to say what you like about it. Honestly, you're free to say whatever you like. In the comments, you're free to comment. If you don't like it, you can tell me. If you love it, you can tell me that as well. You're absolutely free to say it. Yeah, some people love letters, some people love characters, some people love them, all of it. You know, just love the lot, which is me. So anyway, there you go. This is the new canvas. At some point, I'll be doing something on there. But I've got a commission piece. I wish I could show you it, actually. I don't know if I should show you it though. It's. I'm working on a sculptured piece. I've just done one for somebody. I've got a private client, and he's commissioning me for 3 pieces to be done on these very specific pieces of sculpture. But they're quite populist, so I don't really want to get into what they are. Yeah, it's up to him if he wants to show them and all that sort of stuff on social media. But I'm really enjoying them. They're very challenging working on them, that kind of surface. But anyway, guys, that's it. Just thought I'd show you those pieces. Yeah, I really like this one, actually. This will probably go in a gallery show at some point. Probably next year. There's a gallery show that I'm lined up for next year. And this will probably go in that if it's not sold before. I've not put it up for sale, actually, deliberately, because I want to go in next year's gallery show. With another... Oh, hang on. Just realised I haven't shown these. Don't think so. I think I showed the character, I didn't show the thing. So I finished this one as well. This will go in the same gallery show. Similar kind of thing. Classic, you know. If you love graph, you'll love all this. I mean, God, who doesn't love this, right? And there was another one as well, which is this one. Not quite as ornate, but sort of, you know, similar kind of thing. People love them, man. They love this stuff. For me, it was experimental. I just wanted to throw stuff up in the air and see if I kind of enjoyed it. And I really love it. And these colours work really well together. Quite sort of, you know, they ping out, don't they? And I was going to do more with the character. In the end, I thought, well, there's no real need, is there? So I've done all this. And the mixed media works really well. So these 3 pieces will go in a gallery show. I'll probably do another one because I want to put 4 in, because exhibiting 3 is, you know, it's not ideal. But anyway, listen, there you go. There's an insight into what I've been up to, what I will be up to, and I'll be back in touch very soon.